Those of you who don't know me, my name is Rockland Clark. I'm the senior pastor of Life Church, and I really do love my job. It is true. Actually, I came in initially planning a triple major in math, physics, and electrical engineering. Had a conversation with the head of the undergraduate math department, and he said, I don't think that's a good idea. Actually, he was more blunt than that. He said, oh, that's foolish. He says, you'll never be really good in any one of them. And so I began to, I rethought that and settled on physics. Some people come from a church background, some people don't. I didn't come from a church background. I didn't grow up in church. And so Jesus was kind of an abstract concept for me. It was kind of out there, didn't see how relevant he was to my life. And it wasn't until the spring of 1979 that I actually became a Christian, when I was a junior in college. When I was in high school, one of my sisters wrote me a letter and explained to me the importance of accepting Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And I remember I was offended. I'm pretty sure I tore the letter up and threw it away. But I never actually forgot what she had written in the letter. And one day in my dorm room in my junior year, it was about spring of 1979, I was sitting in my dorm, my regular dormitory. It had been a great day. The sun was out, there were clouds in the sky, bright fluffy clouds. It was blue sky. Nothing bad had happened whatsoever. I was sitting in my chair at my desk, and I remember suddenly there was this feeling that came over me, almost as if I was balancing on a mountaintop and could fall in any direction. And I had the very clear sense that God was giving me an opportunity to actually do something about the commitment that my sister had written me about. And so I got down on my knees, went to my bed, I prayed, and I asked Jesus to come into my heart to be Lord of my life. It was a step of faith for me, but the opportunity opened up to be the administrative pastor for the church that we belong to, New Covenant Christian Church, and church had a $5 million budget, a membership of 5,000, and Bishop Thompson saw some ways in which I could be helpful, and so it was an opportunity to serve God's kingdom, to serve my bishop, and apply some of the skills that I learned here at MIT in a new context. So it was in many ways a dream come true. For a young person, especially in high school, the important thing is to learn, keep learning. Talk to people who know you well, draw on past experience, write down what you've learned about what you love to do. Start collecting, start looking for information to figure out. Tell people, I'm trying to figure out what I should do. Give me some advice. You'll eventually find people who sort of understand you, and will be able to give you reasonable advice. And the kind of advice, it's not necessarily a you should be this, but the kind of advice I'm talking about is the advice that comes from someone who recognizes things that reflect who you are. Well, have you noticed that you get really happy when you're doing such and such? Or have you noticed that whenever I give you this kind of a task to do, you're miserable? Those are the kinds of things, the kinds of insights that you need to get about yourself. I love my job because it's what God designed me to do. He allowed me to discover the opportunity to do the thing that He designed me to do. I get to teach, I get to facilitate, I get to manage, I get to lead, I get to shepherd and take care of people. I love it.